That's a good question, actually. That's a very good question. That's hard.
Try
I
to imagine
guess,
it.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, I feel like if in case like you wanted to like rank up really quickly, I feel as though playing dive is the best thing to do if you're a support player. Because I main support. I went to GM3,
Really? Now?
and then with this whole new ranking system, it just fell down and just died. But like what I found was a lot of people are gonna fucking hate me for this. Oh, sorry, can I swear?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay, yeah. So a lot of people are gonna hate me for this, but I played Moira a lot. But from what I understand with Moira is she's literally like a dive character. Sorry, like she's literally like a Winston in my eyes, anyway. If you know what you're doing in terms of actually balancing the two of healing and damaging, you can actually really climb. And yeah, I feel like a lot of people play her wrong. I feel like a lot of people just stand here doing this, and it's not really viable in any way, shape, or
So,
form.
you mean you're playing Moira like a Winston?
Yeah,
Sure, we can talk
because
about
like
that if you
if
want.
it's more so in the sense of like if I see someone who's low, or if I see someone who's a Winston on my team and they jump, then I guess I'm jumping in with them. When I'm in with them, I'm only focusing whatever they're focusing. I feel like if a lot of people did that, they'd be able to climb a lot quicker. Just with this one specific character. Playing support in general, I feel, if in case if you're going up against the Pharah, just switch to a BAP. Once you have BAP, you're hit scan, and you're a flying hit scan pretty much. Um, yeah, I don't know where
It's not
else to
flying,
go with
it's
this.
falling with style.
Yeah, you know what I mean. You be fly, he a little bit flying, He
Yeah, it's true.
good to do extra move.
The
But
actual
yeah,
first
like
line of support.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And yeah, if you got a Tracer, go Moira. I think a lot of people expect DPS to deal with it when you can deal with it yourself, really and truly. You have a heal yourself while damaging at the same time. She'll go into recall, shift up, jump, do it again. She'll die, or she won't challenge you, especially against the Genji as well. Moira counters a lot of annoying characters. If in case now it's let's say a diva, go Zen. It's just normal things which
Yeah,
I guess
let's talk
people
about
don't.
that if you're up to it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So we've talked about all of stuff. I think the main theme was, and at any point, if I'm misrepresenting you or I forgot some details, you just tell me. My goal is not to strawman you, just to really understand what you say. So I'm saying it in my own
Yeah.
words, but
Huh?
tell me if I get it wrong at any point.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, so it seems like in general, not talking about any specific character, it's about something about switching to counter other characters
Yeah,
in order to win.
exactly. Because
All
that
right,
is the end goal. But yes, sorry.
all right. How could we put this in a simple sentence, like a tweet-sized sentence about like if it had to represent your belief about this?
I guess. Uh, Situational awareness. I guess.
Situational awareness. Is that
Yeah.
related to countering? I thought that was the topic.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, you got to be situationally aware to know what to pick to counter, I guess.
Ah, okay, I get it. If you're real, it
Uh,
allows you to make better decisions as to who you should pick.
Yeah, exactly. Because if you're aware of what's going on in the situation, then you're aware of, oh, I need to do this or I need to do that. But a lot of people, I feel as though they expect the other role to take over what they could also do.
Okay. So awareness allows you to realize that you need to switch and who you should switch to. Is that a good rephrase?
Yes. Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, and switching allows you to win. Switching this way, I mean.
Yes. I mean, at that point, people are just gonna call it counterwatch. But I feel as though counterwatch is more or less when like there's two tanks and all they do is keep switching back and forth. So like one goes Zarya, when the other one's Diva, and then when one's playing Zarya, the other one will go Winston. So I guess that's more or less counterwatch. But I feel as though if you're playing a Diva and then you pick Symmetra, or that's, I mean, I guess it is counterwatch. But
Okay,
if
I
you
get
want
it.
to win, then like I guess you need to be doing what you need to be doing.
Okay, maybe we could rephrase it like this, so it's shorter. If you want to win, you have to play Counterwatch.
I guess, yeah. In this state of the game, yeah, yeah. I would say that. That's correct.
All right, that's actually a good title for the video too.
But
Right.
yeah,
If you want to win, you need to play Counterwatch. Okay, sure.
yeah.
I'm not sure if you've seen, but I've had a talk about this topic already. Maybe you'd be interested in the other players' thought about this. You might have some
Okay.
common ground. All right, so let's talk about this. How sure are you that that is actually true that you have to Counterwatch to win?
100%.
100%? Oh,
Like it's a
damn.
must. It's a must. Like I feel as though when you get to a certain level, I mean, when you're in plat, I'd say about mid diamond, you can do whatever you want. From that below or that down, sorry. If you have good mechanical movement and you just have a good understanding of the game, but anything above that, if you really want to win, yes, you have to. Because I feel as though everyone's on that same playing field and everyone understands the game to a certain extent. And if in case you don't play Counterwatch, then it's just more or less a thing of like, oh, okay, peace. We're gonna have to go GG next. And yeah, I feel as though it's annoying, but it's something which has to be done to be able to, I guess, win.
Yeah, I understand. So it's different if you're under plat or above plat. If I understand correctly, under plat it doesn't matter that much.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I
Just to make.
see when you get to about Diamond 3, I guess that's when it really starts mattering
Okay.
in terms of what you do. I guess a lot of people will disagree and they'll be like, "Oh, if you have good positioning and if you have blah 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 and if you do this and do that and oh you stay 10 feet back from your tank and make sure that you're hiding behind a wall and this and that." Yeah, I mean that will work, but I feel as though it's more effective if you play with the team rather than controlling your own movement, I guess. Like if you're let's say you're a Winston. Oh, sorry. Let's say you're a Reinhardt and I'm an Anna, and I'm
Okay.
literally just holding this angle and I'm playing pretty safe. And yeah, I'm doing everything that I can do. I'm making sure no one can peek me. But then they'll get to a certain point where you'll peek around a corner, or I won't be there to be able to help you. And then what ends up happening is you die. You can get
Yeah.
away, and then I can be like, yeah, I'm all good. But I feel that's effective to a certain point. I feel it's effective in certain games. I guess it doesn't work every single time because there's just some maps which need you to be in the face of the person with the tank. And it depends how your tank plays. I'll be honest with you. If you have an aggressive tank, I guess you're lucky in that sense. But if in case you have someone who's always backing up, who's always, literally
Revive.
holding angles, yeah, exactly. And if they're just literally holding the angle, like I'll see so many players, so many tank mains. I've only got to Masters 1 on tank, so I can't really talk that much. But I'll see so many of them, and they'll just literally be here. And they'll be doing, like, this is a wall, let's say, for example, right? Two walls, whole team is there, whole team is here. And they'll just be doing this, this. They won't try and make any play or anything at all. They'll wait for a pick, and I feel like that's the wrong thing to do. I feel at some point when you see the enemy tank is low, or you see someone low, I don't know why people just don't go in a little bit. And I feel as though hesitation is something which kills a lot of wins, and it's something which isn't
Okay.
talked about enough, I guess.
I think you have to capitalize on the openings you see, like the tongue being low.
Exactly. Exactly. Like there's times where you'll see I've seen so many times where the whole team is low. I'm calling it out. Go, go, go. No, no, no. It's not enough and they'll just be doing this and hoping that, something happens for them. And it's, I feel like it's a bit of brainwashing going on from people in top 500 and this and that saying, "Oh, you need to play you only need to play like that in my mind when you're in that rank." Oh shit. And anything
Did you need to play
anything
like
before
this?
that, yeah, like so anything like I feel as though it works more in top 500 because everyone's more aware of what they need to do in top 500. It's all about awareness. I feel as though you're trying to do something that's in such a high rank when you're in such a lower rank. There's a reason why there's top 500. What's the one after top under top 500 now? Is a new one.
Oh yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, but I know there's a New York.
Thingy thing. and then you
Okay,
got
so
GM, then
it's
you
pretty
got
much
Masters.
the same thing as before. There's another layer of rank in which the way to play is different than below.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel like you shouldn't be trying to emulate something which is way above your pay grade, or your. No, I say that pay grade, but you know what I mean. You
Yeah,
know, way above what you are used to.
yeah, makes sense. I mean, it's a
Yeah,
good
I
thing.
guess
Otherwise, you'll just be playing the same all over the ladder, and wouldn't be as interesting.
exactly, and then people will say, "Oh, you're throwing," because you see like someone going like 10 and 10, but then what people don't understand is that person going 10 and 10 could be doing the most. They could be making the most space. They could be diving the back line. They could be getting picks, and then unfortunately getting picked. But then even when they get the pick, you'll still see the tank like this. They won't go in. Like let's say for example, that bot is dead. Tracer killed the bot. Perfect, right? Tracer gets 2 picks. Tracer now dead on your team, and you'll still see the tank like be hesitant to go in.
Yeah,
Still won't
okay.
want to go in. Still
Just
want to
wants to
play
go in
safe, and
only when it's completely won. Okay, I get it.
exactly. And it's just it's frustrating, I guess, for the person who's going 10 and 10. And then at that point, people start throwing. People start getting more toxic. Blah blah blah. And it's just
I get it. All right, but let's get back to Counterwatch. It's the main topic.
yeah.
Seems like a complex issue anyway.
Oh.
I mean, we could get another talk on this topic if you want another time. Um, why do you believe? What's the biggest reason you believe winning is about countering?
Um, I guess because people aren't like going back to what I was talking about earlier. Unless you have a good mechanical understanding and a good understanding of the game, you need to play Counterwatch. And there's a lot of people who don't have a good understanding of the game and are not situationally aware of what needs to be done and not having good understanding. So that basically means that like you can do that, get maybe 2 kills, and then Azaria will just overpower you. And I feel like a lot of people, when they see a certain character charged up in a certain way, like for example Azaria, uh, they just they stop being aggressive, they start backing out. And sometimes I feel as though you need to kind of establish dominance, especially if you're playing a tank, and you need to try and hold that, and you need to try and play more mind games. I feel like it's more or less a thing of like, you know, I mean, this is so weird that I'm gonna say this, but it's like body language. Like if you see someone backing up, constantly going back and like, oh shit, I'm a bit scared right now, they're gonna get that confidence of going in more. And that's where they're able to create more openings for their team. They're able to create more holes in the other team and just be able to do more basically. Playing Counterwatch is something which yeah, it just has to be done, bro. In the sense of like, if you don't know what you're doing, then yeah, bro. Even and the thing is even if you do know what you're doing, there's so many times where let's say for example, the tank doesn't know what he's doing, but the DPS will know what they're doing. So in that sense, even if you are doing enough, it won't be enough to be able to win the fight, which means you then have to play Counterwatch. Unfortunately, just the way it is for tanks, I guess at this point in time. Like let's say for example, Ash and there's an Ash and a Kree. No, sorry, that's a bad example. Ash and a Hanzo holding the high ground. You're playing Ryan. You're being able to outdo the Zarya, and you're being able to kill the supports. But then you literally have these two picking off your back line. Now, the problem with that is because your DPS don't understand that they need to maybe pick a dive character, go Genji, jump up, and deal with the situation. Um, you're still suffering. So then in that point, then you need to identify who is the strongest person in that team. Once you've identified that, you just take a character to be able to really mitigate and really make them inefficient. Um,
Okay, there's
uh,
a lot here. Fuck, which way am I going to push this? Okay, so I've heard a few reasons for what Overwatch is necessary. One of the reasons is
yeah.
in order to make up for the lack of mechanics. Like if you don't have it, you use it to be good enough anyway through switching.
Hmm?
Is that it? Yeah. Another reason is it just has to be done. Is that one? It's just the way it is.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, it has to be done to a certain extent. If your team is good enough for you to be able to support you, then I guess you can freely play whatever it is. If it's a team diff, again, same thing. If you have just one other person who's being able to support you in you doing things, then I guess it won't even matter because if you're good enough to play that certain character, you're perfectly fine playing whatever it is.
Sounds like you're
It's
saying if you're already winning anyway, like because of your team or any other external factors, you don't need to switch. But is that what you meant?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess it's just knowing, like having that situational awareness of knowing what to do and knowing when to change, knowing, like let's say for example, I'm playing Winston, right? And I don't know why people get scared of a Reaper because I feel as Reaper is not really a counter anymore to a Winston, like to a certain degree, because I feel as though Winston is so perfectly balanced now that you can literally just keep playing the outside of the circle and just jump away, go in and out. A Reaper in my mind is not really anything which is majorly difficult. Oh, see you later. Majorly difficult to deal with now as a Winston. But now, let's say for example, you have someone on the team who's playing a I don't know, like a Bastion or a Kree. Then I feel as though like you're more likely or a Sombra. Then I feel like you're more likely to get fucked as a Winston. But
Okay, but
I feel as though.
that goes into the details of what switching is and what good switching is. And
Mhm.
what interests me most is the epistemology. So it's why you believe this, not exactly what you believe specifically. It's the reasoning behind it. So we had one or two reasons, and the last one was it helps like when the fight is somewhat drawn, it helps you to get an edge. And
Mm,
if you see notice who's the biggest threat, the best player, you can switch in order to focus that player more.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Okay, which one of those do you think is the biggest reasons that convinced you that you have to switch?
I guess it's if I had to pinpoint it down to one, it's just identifying who the strongest person is on the other team and just taking them out. Sometimes it's two of them, sometimes it's one of them, but very rarely is it ever five of them. I think if you're at that point, it's a GG. There's nothing more that you can do. You just go to the next game. You do as much as you can do. Don't get me wrong, but I guess don't take it too hard. When you lose. Normally it's just like one or two people. For example, you'll have like maybe a support who was good and a DPS was good. That's perfectly fine. You can take a dive character, go in with them, tell your support, listen, when you see me push in, just focus what I'm focusing, maybe get something done. I'm not gonna lie, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna get no support, you're gonna get no help, and they're gonna expect you to literally. This is what they're gonna expect you to do. In my mind, this is just my opinion. But when I've ever noticed a team which is really weak, they'll want you to just play shield and literally just do this and just literally stand in one
Yeah.
spot until there's an opening, stand, stand, move a little bit, then move back a bit, and go forward a bit, shield again, come back, and again, it's just depending on the team and yeah.
Okay. Um. Okay, I have something I need to know, but I'm not sure how to ask for it. So seems like the biggest reason is in order to help you against the best player on the enemy team. Um. What I want to know is how much of a reason that is to you, like how important that reason is. Sometimes we just give a reason because it's the first one that pops to mind, but it's not really such a big deal. So
Mm,
bear with me here. It's a bit of a difficult question. I want
okay.
to know if you could not use that reason, how much would your confidence drop? Today you're 100% that you have to,
Yeah.
partly because of that reason. If you could not use that reason, how much would you drop? Would you be 90% confident? 50%? 5%? Do you see what I mean?
Okay. So if that wasn't the reason, then how confident would I still be in that given reason?
In the initial claim, which is you have to counterwatch to win.
Oh yeah,
Like
I still. Uh huh.
maybe uh, maybe if you could not identify who the best player is, for example, therefore you could not
Yeah.
switch against the best player because you didn't know who it was.
Oh okay. Yep.
Would you still be 100%? Or would you go lower? How much? That's the point, I guess.
Um, that's a good question. Actually, that's a very good question. That's hard.
Try
I
to imagine
guess.
it.
Yeah. Hmm.
Maybe it's not about the idea I'm going to propose, but it's just maybe to help. So don't get too focused on the idea, but like
Yeah.
maybe the characters are randomized or the player names are completely hidden, like something which uh, prevents you from knowing everything. And
Yeah,
so
that's
every time a new fight starts, you just can't know who's the best player is. You're just going to have to figure it out every fight. If the game changed in that way, you just can't tell who the best player is. Would you still be so confident in you have to switch?
then I guess no, because if you don't know what's going on, then I guess there's nothing for you to understand and then be like, oh, I need to switch for this or I need to switch for that. On the other hand, I feel like you'll just know. I feel as though like but if you can't, that's your question though. If you can't, that's a good question, man. I got my thinking hat on. Hang on, yeah,
Yeah, that's the point.
it's a very
And
good
take all the
question.
time you do not need to answer. If you need like 1 minute in complete silence to think about one of my questions, it's perfectly fine.
Yeah, I just
My goal is to make you think even after the talk on your own.
yeah. I mean, um, yeah, no, then I wouldn't be able to believe in it because if in case I cannot identify the problem, then I won't be able to come up with a solution.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, that's good. I asked this question to make sure we are actually focusing on the real reason and not just something you came up with on the spot. And if it drops your confidence that much, it tells me that it is in fact an important reason for you. Okay,
Mm.
so I guess now we should try to dig into that reason. See
Mm.
why is it a good reason to say you need to switch in order to deal with the best player. So we're just going to assume you can identify the best player. Could you do other things to deal with the best player on the enemy team? Besides switching?
Well, you can try and get your own teammates to deal with that, but I feel as though it's just not possible.
No,
I
no,
feel as though
yourself.
when I'm playing, oh, sorry. So myself, as in, what do you
Like
mean?
things you can do. Like so, not just relying on the rest of your team. Besides switching, are there other things you can do to help deal with the best player on the enemy team?
Well, me? No, it would just be for me to switch. Honestly, like if I see my DPS getting DPS diffed, I'm gonna have to switch and try and take out their DPS. If I see my supports getting diffed, then I have to try and take out their supports. If I'm getting tank diffed, which I hope to God never happens, but then yeah, I'm gonna have to do something to do something against the tank. I feel as though when you counter swap, that's
Okay.
something which enables you to win.
So if I
That's the whole
understood
point of the game,
correctly,
though.
that's the whole point. Maybe that's another reason. That's the whole point. We'll get into this one after. So the reason you have to switch to deal with that player is because there's nothing else you can do. That's the only tool
Well,
at your disposal.
well, I feel like if you have insane aim and you like fucking shroud or something, or like like some godly aimer, like then it's a different story. And you play whatever the hell you want. But I feel like that's not the case for 99% of the player base.
Yeah,
So
if you had the aim anyway, maybe it wouldn't be a problem in the first place. So yeah, I guess I'm looking for something that you can change, like the character. At some point, like let's say half of the game, an enemy player is clearly beating you up and your team. Is switching the only thing you can change in order to help deal with him?
yeah, really and truly, if I'm being frankly honest, yes. I mean that's just my opinion,
Yeah,
but
no, it's okay. It's okay.
I feel as though you not switching is something which just makes you lose. I feel like let's say for example you have a Pharah, right? Okay, Pharah Mercy, all right, and doing all this, taking the angles, you know, making the space, whatnot, blah blah blah, and then you're playing with someone who's playing a Hanzo, which is not bad if you know what you're doing with a Hanzo, honestly speaking. And then you have on top of a Hanzo, you have let's say I don't know, a Tracer, right? You're just handicapping your team. Now, unless this Tracer on your team is doing more than the Pharah on their team, different story. Unless this Genji, I don't even know if it was Genji that I picked, but yeah, no, it was a Hanzo. But unless the Genji or Hanzo on your team as well is doing enough to be able to then, make the Pharah obsolete, then it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
But
but
then I feel like that's a team effort right there, because then I feel as though at the same time as the person who needs to switch to a hit scan, some people for whatever reason struggle with playing hit scan, and that's perfectly fine. If you're playing support, you can go to a BAP. You can also
yeah,
get an
yeah.
Ana. You know,
This,
you can take 3 counters, and it will help because that person, you've identified that person being the strongest person on the team. And I feel as though, going back to the other thing that you were saying, where if you were not able to identify it, 9 times out of 10 it gets identified anyway, because you'll see someone on your team say, "Oh, DPS diff or tank diff or support diff or whatever it is." If you know there's a difference being made, then I guess it's on you to
to do something, yeah.
mitigate that difference. It's for you to do something different. It's for you to, on your own role, not on their role. You know?
Yeah,
And
that's
I
what
guess
I'm
people don't want to do that.
interested in. It's what you can do, not what the rest of the team can do for you.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
um, okay, so you may not have to switch if it's not a problem in the first place. Like if you're doing enough. So that doesn't really um, it's not really for our situation here because we're assuming there is a problem. If you're completely crashing, of course you don't have to switch. You don't have to do anything if you're already crashing because you are already crashing. The point is you start losing. How do you start winning instead? So I guess yeah, that doesn't concern us here. So there is no other way to help against the best player than to switch. What if there was? I'm not saying there is, but just if tomorrow you found out, oh yeah, actually you can do X and Y too, and both of those could help deal with the other player. Would that sway you in your confidence? Would you start to think, hold on, if I can do X and Y, maybe it's not all about switching in the end? Or would you still be 100%?
Um, I can't imagine it being anything else. I'll be honest with you. I mean, really and truly, that's the main reason, I guess, why they say, "Oh, you don't have to have the best aim." I've heard this countless times. You don't have to have the best aim on Overwatch to climb. You don't need to be the best in this or the best in this or the best in that. It's just knowing what to do in that situation.
Hmm. What if Blizzard created it? Like it's not now, so okay, you can imagine it, but uh, they changed the game quite a bit, and now there is this other new thing you can do to help against the new players. Would you
But
still be?
what would that new thing be?
It doesn't matter at this point. It's just what if there was? Because I want to see how much this reason of you don't have any other choice. Like if there's no
Well,
other
I mean,
choice, of course it's a
yeah.
good idea to pick it. But what if there was another choice? Would you then be 50-50 or because if you tell me, well, if there was 5 other things you could do, I would still go 100% on switching. Then it tells me it's not really about the uniqueness of switching. It's there's something else that comes to you. That's why I want to ask. I'm sorry, it's getting a bit abstract in my question. I hope you don't be
No, no, no. I
tell me
get.
to rephrase.
No, no, no. Yeah, no, no. I get what you're saying, but I would need to know what that other thing is to then be able to tell you, oh, okay, it would matter or it wouldn't matter. Now, if Blizzard turned around tomorrow and changed the whole state of the game, they said, you know what? Uh, I don't know. All characters can heal damage and what is it? Have the
That's the point.
HP
We
of a
don't have
tank.
to focus on an actual idea. It just abstractly think about it. Like try to imagine you are convinced there is some other thing. And at this point, because if we try to come up with an example, we're just going to get lost in the weeds. On this
Hmm.
example and what the flaws are of the example is just what if there was.
Mhm.
And
Bro,
maybe that's
but
another. Give it a try and
hmm.
I'll switch the question if if you want.
Well, no, no. Again, bro, I get what you're saying, but I would need to know what that is to then be able to tell you whether it's important or not important anymore. Like, I guess without knowing what it is, I can't say because then I would just be like, oh yeah, yes or no, just for the sake of saying yes or no, I guess. Uh, like,
It's like I think I could do it. Like Farah is wrecking my team. I need to switch to
uh huh,
counter Farah. But what if there was a way to deal with Farah without countering? Like I don't even need to know the thing. I could come up with examples, but if there was a way, maybe even more efficient than switching, then of course I would consider using this, and I would not be 100% anymore about switching because there is the other way.
yeah.
You see what I mean? I don't even need to know what it is. It's like It's like using variables in math. You don't really know what it is, but you can still do math on it. Anyway,
Yeah.
um, you say you couldn't imagine it. Um,
Uh-huh.
there's something preventing you from imagining it? Like there's something about this
Yeah, I
topic,
get.
or
I guess it's just the reality of the situation. I guess if it's more or less of like I don't know what it is that could be potentially different. I feel as though it has to be something which is real.
okay,
Uh,
you can't imagine it
if
because it's
you get
not
what I
real
mean.
anyway.
Yeah, like that's like to say, oh, imagine having $1 billion, but you don't know how you got it. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess.
What would you do with $1 billion if you got it?
Oh man. Well, first I would buy. First I would buy Blizzard
Oh damn!
and sack
Thank you.
everyone. And I'm gonna sack everyone. Okay? And
And
then
you're abandoned. You're abandoned.
exactly like Oprah, I'm gonna be handing them out. Right? But yeah, then I will buy Call of Duty. And I'll sack everyone from there. And then Apex, sack everyone from there. And then I would revamp gaming. But again, that's not real. It's not reality. So like, I wouldn't know what to say to you.
Yeah, but that's the point. Ask you a question which is absolutely not real, which will never happen. I mean, I hope it does, but
Uh huh.
let's be real. You want to get $1 billion, and immediately you could imagine the situation that is completely not real and will never happen. You could
Yeah.
think about it and pretend and create scenarios and what you would do and what you would do and what would happen because of this. But on this topic,
Yeah.
somehow it seems like just the fact that it's not here, therefore I can't even imagine it. So it's not your brain is broken. You can't think about imagining
Yeah.
things.
I guess it's because I'm so used to knowing what I know. So having to think about something which is out of the norm. I guess $1 billion would be out of the norm as well. But
Yeah, I get it.
I guess
It's
it's because it's something that I actually know. As in, I know what it is. I know how it needs to go, and I know what needs to be done.
okay. I
But
get
if
it.
I don't have it, then it's more or less of like, oh, what is this? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see. I think yeah, I know what you mean. A lot of people also think like this. In fact, maybe there could be someone who is wrong about some topic, and maybe
Yeah,
they on this topic maybe they believe completely the opposite. Like it's not about switching; it's about I don't know something else. And
yeah.
I tell them, but what if it was about switching? What if switching could help you? And they tell me, well, I just can't imagine it. It's real. It's because I know it's not about switching. I just can't make it in my mind. But you could imagine what it would be like to have $1 billion, right? Yeah, I could. But on this one, no. I just know it's not about switching. I can't fathom the
Ah,
idea.
okay. I get what you're saying now. I get what you're saying.
And they will
You're
still be
playing
wrong, right?
devil's advocate right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
That's pretty much the whole thing I do during the video. Yeah, it's playing devil's
Yeah.
advocate. It's
All
like,
right.
what
No,
if you were wrong?
well, I mean, no. Don't get me wrong. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I could be 100% wrong. You know. But I feel as though I don't know, bro. Like, it's just something which just makes sense. Like, I see it work time and time again, and I feel as though there's consistency in your argument. Then there's a actual uh proven track record. Feel as though it's just gonna work. And switching is something which I don't know. It just depends how badly, bro. Like, there's a lot of people who just want to get on the game. They want to have fun, quote unquote fun. I'll be honest. I don't know how the hell you're having fun. Firstly, playing Overwatch, and then secondly, playing comp. Right? That's just like a double negative. So I don't know, but never mind. I don't know what you're gonna say. But double negative makes a positive. But what I mean to say is, you're playing something which is like competitive.
Yeah.
And it's like you need to do everything you can do to win
You
in that
you,
situation.
you said something about having fun. Do you have fun
Yeah.
playing games that
No,
are
fuck no.
mostly about conjuring?
Fuck no.
Why
I
do you
mean,
play if you're 100% convinced that's what the game is about? Why do you keep playing?
to win.
Sorry, what?
Sorry, I have some pizza in my mouth. To
Ah,
to win.
fair enough. To win. Oh, okay.
There's literally there is literally no other reason for you to play a competitive game in my mind if you don't want to win. Because then I feel as though you're just lying to yourself.
Okay, so you don't
I don't
actually
know.
play for fun. You're playing to win.
Well, if it's a competitive game, then yeah. Like, let's say for example, CS:GO, Overwatch, Apex Legends. I don't even play this game, but League of Legends. Let's say for example, those games are played for you to win. Of course, have fun. I'm not saying don't have fun, but let's be real. Who the fuck has fun in those games? You know what I mean? If you look at the whole player base, who in their right mind is having fun on those games? No one. So the
Ah,
way you can have fun is to literally win.
I mean, depends on the
When you're
server, I
playing it
suppose.
competitively. What, sorry?
Maybe it depends on the person. Maybe
Yeah,
if
but I
I
feel
get enough interviews, you might be able to get a survey or something about why people play.
yeah, no, yeah. To be honest with you, see, this is again. It depends on your rank. It's gonna sound really shitty, but if you're like in bronze, yeah, you do whatever the fuck you want to do, have fun. I think people there will know that. Again, gold, silver, but again, it depends on the individual as well. Like you were saying, there's people who are just not
Okay,
that.
it's fine. Play for whatever reason you like.
Yeah, I guess there's people who are not that competitive, which is perfectly fine, and then they will get matched up with a cunt like me, who is highly competitive, and yeah, for me, it's just all about winning. If you can't win, I don't know why you're playing. I'll be honest.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, we can ask. I can totally see your mindset though. So if you're playing this to win, I'm assuming you want to know whatever the best way is to win at any given point. Like if there's a better strategy,
Yes.
a better hero, a better whatever. Like let's say
Yes.
you think it's about switching to X, but actually switching to Y is even better. You would want to know.
Yes. Yes.
If it was not about switching, would you want to know?
Yeah, I'd love to know. I
Okay.
would love to know. If someone could tell me, again, maybe I'm wrong. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying if someone is able to tell me, I would love to hear their perspective. I would love to understand how they see the game. And I would love to,
Yeah, so it would help you winning. But you can
yeah,
watch my
yeah.
second video on this same topic if you want to know
Mhm.
at least one person's opinion on this.
Okay. No, definitely. But I feel as though it's one thing to switch, but then it goes hand in hand with understanding the game and having a bit of aim. Because I
Okay.
feel as though if you're aiming up at the sky, you're just gonna lose anyway.
Yeah, it's not like rock
You know
paper
what I mean?
scissors where just picking the character makes you win
Exactly.
by the rules. Okay, so if
Exactly.
someone doesn't have the aim or the ability or not, I mean, not the ability, the skill on the switchable hero, would you
Yeah.
recommend not to switch in the end? Could it make it worse?
No, I mean, I guess you could still switch to try and have an impact because it's better to try than not try at all.
Right, but you said it's about um, understanding of the game and the aim. If on this new character they won't have the aim and the understanding anyway, would you still recommend they switch to that character
No,
from the
no, no,
start?
no, no. Yeah, yeah, of course, of course, of course. Because again, you're still able to potentially make an impact. You playing. Let's say, for example, their whole team is like let's say, for example, a Kree, a Mercy, Anna, and I don't know, a soldier. Go monkey, dive in, try. It's use your bubble, try. Punch, do something. Don't just sit there on Ryan or sit there on like I don't know, like who's like a hog, right? You get antied and then you get right click to fucking death. Like, don't do that. What's the point of that? Like, at least try something, right? Try something new, especially if your team is telling you this could be the potential pick. This could be the potential pick. Maybe. And again, this is very fucking hypocritical of me because 9 times out of 10, I'm telling my team to go fuck themselves. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh,
But, but, the other 10% or 1% or however much it may be, whatever the hell I said, I'm actually listening. And sometimes it works.
beautiful.
So, at least try. Don't never not try. I guess trying is is where
Yeah, no, I understand. You have to do something at least, even if it doesn't work out. Trying
Yeah,
is the first step, I guess. Could you imagine a
yeah.
situation in which trying, which is switching, could make things worse somehow?
Um, I guess if you just get counter picked, then yeah. Apart from that, no, I can't see
Won't you
can't
get
see anything going wrong.
counterpick? Because it seems like you're saying this is a general good rule to follow, which means the enemy team should follow it too. And
Yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah,
they're going to
100%.
counter you,
Yeah,
and you're going to counter them, and
100%, 100%. But then I guess that's just probability, and I feel as though it. I guess it comes down to who wants it more at the end. Like, there's times where someone will keep swapping, swapping. Again, like I explained to you earlier, someone's playing Zarya, they'll count the Diva, then they'll go Monkey, and that Zarya will go like a Morga or something. Monkey will switch to maybe like a Sigma or I don't know, like a. I don't think anything counts as Morga at this point in time, but like an Orisa, let's say for example, okay, then Morga will switch, and let's say for example now he's playing a Ram, right, and then Orisa will switch, and they'll go Reinhardt. And then at some point in time, someone will get annoyed, and someone will just be like, you know what, fuck this, I can't be asked. So I guess it comes down to who wants it more at the end, I guess.
okay, I get it. It's like a
It's like
whatever.
chess, basically.
Does it last? Yeah, okay. Interesting. Okay, I'm wondering if I should ask you not too many more questions, but I think um, this was a bit abstract, but if it wasn't about switching, would you be able to tell?
Um,
Like if maybe if you want a bit more concrete examples, if tomorrow the game changes and it's not about switching anymore, how would you tell? Would you be able to tell? Do you have like a test you could do to think, oh yeah, at this point it was about switching, and at this point it isn't anymore?
um, I don't
Is it
know.
even, is it even
No. It's not possible. No, honestly, it's literally not possible because it's like in any sport, in any game, in any competitive field, I guess you have to identify the problem. If you don't identify the problem, there's no solution, and then at that point, do you know what I mean? Like it's the same thing.
Oh,
Like,
I'm not talking about the earlier example. I'm just saying,
oh, what do you mean?
what if the game itself was not about switching? Like, are there any games that are not about switching? But something else that mostly make you win?
Oh yeah, I mean, like if we're talking about, let's say, for example, like a CS:GO or like a Apex or
Yeah,
like
maybe.
yeah, no, at that point it's just like if you're shit or not. I'll be honest with you, like if you're good, if you're good at the game, you're good at the game. If you can't aim, you can't aim. I guess it just comes down to that. I mean, obviously CS is a bit more like in terms of smokes, if you can hold angles better, blah blah blah, and all this other shit. So I guess no with in that aspect. But Apex, on the other hand, brother, if you can't aim,
Yeah, no, I get
yeah,
it.
it's a GG for you.
That's another game with another main goal, I guess. No, another skill set you need to have. So it is
Yeah,
in fact
yeah,
possible to be false to have a game that's not about switching.
yeah. To have a game, 100%, but this game, no.
Okay. Is it because of what we said earlier about you can't imagine it? It can't be. It has to be about switching
I guess it's not. Hmm.
because I can't imagine it without it.
Um,
Don't let me put words into your mouth.
no, it's not that. It's more or less the thing of like when you have a game which revolves around specific aspects
Hmm.
which can either determine whether you'll win or lose, then you need to take those things into consideration and know what to do to be able to win
Yeah, I get it.
the end.
To put it simply, you have to because that's the point of the game. Because that's what the game is about.
Exactly. Exactly. I feel like something which is a battle royale, like an Apex, you have to yes, do the same thing, but it's more so RNG in that point where, you know, you can't control what guns you're gonna get. You can't control to some extent where the final circle is gonna be. I mean, I guess you can know the map rotation, but you know what I mean. Um, you can't control who's gonna jump on you. Like, let's say for example, three teams come flying at you. That's it. You're done. You know, maybe you win, maybe you die. But in a game like this, in a game which is, I think it's 3 lanes. I'm pretty sure it's 3 lanes. A game where it's 5v5, a game where there's specific things in place where you can control. This is something where you need to know what to do to win.
Yeah, makes sense. I'm afraid I'm going to pull a hole on the other thread is if I ask this question, but let's try to keep it brief.
Uh huh.
Okay, so that's the whole point of the game. That's what it revolves around. How do you know?
Yeah.
Do you remember
Oh,
how
I
you
don't
came
know.
to know about this?
Yeah. 2 hours of playing.
You
um.
are, you are playing, yeah?
Yeah, literally playing the game. Um. I think when I was back in Overwatch 1, when I was like Diamond, was I Diamond 3? I used to think I knew everything. I used to think I was the best player in the fucking world. And yeah, you're not. And then you finally come to realize, oh shit, because all I would do is I would play McCree. Don't get me wrong, I would be killing people, but we would still be losing the fight at the end. And the reason for that was because I wasn't identifying where the problem was. And you know, once I started identifying the problem, I was able to climb a lot more.
And
And
the problem
that's why I
being
believe in it.
switching.
Yeah, yeah. Because you know, in a time where we needed a Reaper, I just wanted to play a McCree. In a time where we needed a Symmetra, I just wanted to play McCree. In a time where we needed, you know, something.
Yeah, but again, this is still on what you believe. It's not yet the why. Like, imagine I ask someone, okay, you're very convinced on this, but what convinced you of this? And they tell me, well, you know, at one point I didn't know about it. I was just making stupid mistakes, and one day I realized it was true. This is what I'm supposed to do. Okay, but why?
Yeah,
How?
no, that's
How?
what I'm saying. It's literally through. So my why is through hours of playing, and once I started switching, and then I was like, oh shit, I'm winning. You know, like there was a time where I think it was like 4 or 5 games in a row.
Okay.
I would literally ask my team, "What do you need help with? Tell me what you need help with." They would say, "Oh, this person, this, or this person, this, X, Y, and Z." I would switch to know what that person would be countered to, and then the whole game dynamic changed. And once that came apparent to me, then I was able to climb a lot more.
Okay, I understand. That's through testing, pretty much, playing and seeing the results.
Hmm.
Okay. I'll try to sum up, and I think we can stop here, and
Okay.
you can ask me a question after if you want. So, you have to pretty much counterwatch to win, at least above plat, and it's in order to mostly to help against the best players on the enemy team.
Yep.
That's something you do want to know, and because you want to win, and if there was another way, you would want to know too. But you can't even conceive that there would be another way. You can't imagine it because it's not really any way. You know, you just know. It makes
Huh?
sense. Um, something could make sense to someone else, and have the opposite conclusion from you. Like we said, it's not about switching, or maybe
Yep.
something else that you disagree with, and you could be wrong. And if you were wrong, you would want to know.
100%. 100%.
Is 100% convinced the best play to be? If you could be wrong, and you would want to know if
Oh
you
yeah,
could
yeah,
be
yeah.
right.
As in agreement with you, yeah. Like I could be wrong, but if I'm wrong, I'd love to know what the alternative is.
What I meant is it possible to acknowledge you could be wrong, and yet you're still 100% convinced?
Oh no, 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 no. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
To me, maybe that's not what it means to you, but to me, 100% means I can't be wrong. It's like I know nothing can change my mind. I'm completely locked in. This is
Ah,
the
no.
truth.
When I
I
say I'm
cannot change it.
100%, Yeah, no. When I say I'm 100%, I mean 100%. Like I could be wrong, and there could be something which I'm not doing, which is better than what I'm doing. Maybe it's not counter swapping. Maybe it's not being situationally. Maybe it's something else. You know, maybe I don't know. It could be. But if there is something, I'd love to know what it is.
Okay. Any questions for me?
Yeah. What's your opinion in your own question that you just asked
I asked a lot of
to me?
questions. You have any specific in
Well,
mind?
what? So, what would your opinion be on this whole counter swapping thing? Are you in agreement or not?
On some things yes, and some things no. I do want
Hmm?
to know how to win. So if it is or if it isn't, in either way, I'd want to know the truth. Um,
Yeah.
I think switching is like it's one of the tools you have which can help. It's not the 100% you have to switch to win. Like going somewhere else, targeting someone else, using your alternate fire instead of the primary fire. These are using your ultimate. These are all tools you have which can help. And I think it would be foolish to say well if you want to win you have to whatever because it's a mix of things like maybe switching is responsible for 30% of the winner or something.
Uh-huh.
And I think there are other factors that come into play, like the skill with the character. If you do not know how to
Yep.
play the character, you have like a one trick or something, and you're
Hmm.
much more confident on something that is in theory worse. It's going to it's not going to be better. It's probably going to be worse, and you'll feed. You'll think you're doing your best, and it's not going to help. You need to train before. Like if Widow was the best pick, and someone has never played Widow, maybe they don't even have set the sensitivity on the settings. I wouldn't want
Yeah.
them to play Widow.
Okay. Okay.
But I can
Fair enough.
imagine.
No, I agree with that. But see, that's where it comes into what I was talking about earlier. With you need to, I guess, be mechanically good to some extent. And then I mean, yeah. But then even if you're not, I guess trying is still something, right? But yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I
It's the
understand
thing.
where
Like
you're coming
there
from.
might be much bigger things. It's like if I could put an extreme example I heard before. Um, you're getting noticed on flanking soldier maybe, and every time they
Yeah.
see you and they notice you and they kill you when you were trying to be sneaky. Well, if you could
Yep.
switch your skin to a more darker skin, maybe on
Mhm.
certain maps like Lijiang, maybe they would not see you, and so it could help you. And you have to try something. You have to do something, but it's just such a little part of the win. Like mostly it won't fucking matter because you will attack when you're not supposed to. Your team won't heal you. Your whatever. There's so many other things that could go wrong. That switching skins is okay. Sure, it helps, but like it's not worth to focus on it in the first place. And I think switching is more important than switching skins, but it's the same idea, you know.
I get what
Um,
you're saying.
if you
I get
think
what you're
that
saying.
there's only one thing you can do, you do the thing and nothing changes, you're just stuck. You won't try to find something else because you well, I did it. I did the thing. I tried. So well, GG, I guess.
Yeah.
You won't try to go to high ground, focus someone else, help your teammates because you've done the thing already. So I'm always
Yeah.
trying to wonder what else I could do. It could be just training your aim, but usually where you go, recognizing the win condition, like you said. I agree with this. If the enemy player, one enemy player in particular, is the reason you lose, and you can see that, you should focus him. But that doesn't mean
Yeah.
switching for him. That could be just mean attacking him more. Um, if
Yeah.
it's a widow, just putting the Sigma shield between the widow and the teams is not attacking, but it's enough to make sure she can't do anything. Like do
Yeah.
something about it, but something has yet to be determined. It's all about the situation, I think. That's my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree with that, and I guess that's where it comes into with trying, like at least try, like, cause yeah, like you were saying, if there's a widow, and they're uh problem, and you could maybe identify that they're better than you, then I guess, but even trying to put on a bit of pressure, like you were saying, like attacking them more, is the correct way to go. I guess people won't even bother trying, and they'll expect someone else to deal with it
Yeah,
before they've even tried themselves.
I think we should try. The only question is what we should try, and I think there's a lot of things we can try. You have to
Yeah.
recognize the biggest problem, and it's not easy to do during the game. Maybe during a replay, you can be cool and try to find out. Maybe it's just we weren't regrouping. We just went one by one, and at this point, switching won't matter. Okay, you die. They have the theoretical counters, but you can switch all you want. If we go in one by one and die, you can't take them all by yourself. So you have to find a way to stop that. Maybe just setting the team. Maywall, I don't know, something.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I do want to know about any truth about the game. I do want to improve. I'm not especially competitive. I play for fun. I want to
Mm.
improve above all on the characters I find the most fun.
Okay. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah.
Any other question?
No, that's what I got for now. Maybe something might pop to my mind later and I'll message you, but yeah, for now, no. So,
I hope it does. Keep thinking about it. That's the best way to get better and understanding the game. And I think
yeah.
we should question what we know, question the obvious, because sometimes it's just not true or not completely true or not true every time. And if we don't, and if we just say, well, it's been 5 years, I've always believed this. That's why it's true. That's why I keep believing.
Yeah.
You wouldn't to get out of a lie.
True.
The truth
True.
doesn't mind.
That's
being
it.
questioned.
True. Very true.
And you'll find
I agree.
good reasons if you truly do believe something true, and then you can share it with others and recognize when that reason doesn't apply anymore, and just be better at the game in general.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's true. No, I agree with that. I agree with that. Well, it was very fun. I appreciate
I agree.
the interview. And
Sure. If you want to do
yeah,
another
man.
one,
See you soon.
call me at some point. On
Yeah,
another
definitely, man.
topic or...
Yeah. If you ever see, I'm not gonna lie. I thought you were gonna ask me questions, so I was coming with the mindset of like, oh, okay, he'll ask me some things, and then maybe I'll be able to give him some answers. But yeah, like I'll definitely come a bit more prepared next time.
Yeah, it's okay. I think we should be just exactly as prepared as our beliefs strong. Sometimes I just don't know
Very
about
true.
some things, which means exactly as prepared as my confidence. Okay, I don't know shit. I don't know what this is true, but I will be like 20% confident
Mm.
until I find a good reason. And check out the other videos. You might find some good point of views.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely take a look at them. I saw one briefly, and then I just quickly jumped in the thing with you. But yeah, yeah, man, this was really fun, and I'll see you next time.
Yeah, thank you. See ya.
All right, see you later. Bye.